Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swift Lessons for another music theory guitar tutorial. In today's lesson, I'm going to be breaking down the relationship between the notes you find in the major scale and those that you find in your basic major and minor bar chord shapes rooted off of the E string. This is going to help you learn how to talk about intervals, it's going to help you see how these chords are being constructed, but it's also going to shed some light on the lead guitar techniques that I share on this channel. To go along with this lesson, I also have a very helpful PDF study sheet at patreon.com/swiftlessons. This is completely open to the public, it's 100% free for download, but you can also choose to support the channel for $1 a month to gain access to tabs for all the lessons I produce here on YouTube. Now, let's get started with your lesson. Okay, close look at the fretboard, getting started learning the relationship between the major scale and your basic bar chords. The major scale is going to sound like this. So that was the scale in 2 octaves. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A again. Okay, so 2 octaves there. Now it's very important to know the names of the notes that you're playing when you're going through the scale. But what we're going to be talking about today are intervals, basically giving each of those notes in the scale a numeric name. So instead of A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, we have 1 or root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th note is just a repeat of the first note, so we can call that root or 1. So that's what people are talking about when they say octave. One end of the major scale to the other. Okay, to find the repeat. Then we have the same thing in the next octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and root again. Okay, so we have to master being able to play that scale. Let's learn it inside and out now. We have the 5th fret, low E string, to the 7th fret. Middle finger to the pinky is appropriate. Then on the A string, we have 4, 5, 7. Pointer finger, middle finger, pinky. On the D string, we have 4, 6, 7. Pointer finger, ring finger, pinky. Now you've completed the first octave. Practice that. 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 6, 7. Okay? All right, next. Onto the G string, into the next octave. We have 4, 6, 7. Okay? Then on the B string, 5, 7 with the middle finger and pinky. And the next string, high E string, 4, 5. Pointer finger and middle finger. Okay? So 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7, 5, 7, 4, 5. That's your major scale in 2 octaves. Okay, so moving on, you should have practiced this scale over and over again, memorized it. You should have also memorized the names of the notes in the scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, then the whole thing repeats. And you should also have started calling out these notes by their numeric name or scale degree. 1 or root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the root again. Okay, back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1 again. Now, one of the things I want you to know is that the 3rd note is often called a major 3rd. Okay, we have 2 of those in this scale. And the 7th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is oftentimes called a major 7. Okay, great. You've learned how to play your major scale in the key of A, double octave. That's fantastic. You now know the names of the notes in the scale, and we're calling them out by scale degree, number. Now, the next step is to learn the basic major bar chord rooted off of that same root. A, 5th fret, low E string. Okay? Bar that entire 5th fret. Then we're going to create a major chord shape. We're going to use the root, the 5th, that 5th scale interval. Okay, that's my pointer finger and my ring finger. Then we're going to include the next octave or that root, okay, that we have on the D string. So 1, 5, root. Okay, that's also what you call a power chord. All right, so far we have the 1, the 5, and the root in our bar chord. The next note that we're going to need is the major third. We're going to find that one here on the G string since that string hasn't been used yet. 1, 2, 3. So add that into your bar chord. 1, 5, 1, and 3. Okay. Next, we're going to bar the B string and the high E string, so that way we end up with the 5 and the next octave or the next root. Okay? That completes the entire major bar chord. We now know what to call those intervals. 1, 5. The D string is 1. On the G string we have a third or a major third. On the B string we have a 5th. And the high E string we have another root. Okay, great. Now you understand the major scale. You're calling out those notes by their scale interval, and you're relating them to the major bar chord. You totally get that. You're ready to move on to the minor bar chord. So how is this created? Well, basically you take that major bar chord and you flat the third. So if I look at the major scale, right here I have the third note of the major scale, the major third. If I flat that note back 1 fret, this becomes the A minor scale, a basic minor scale. Okay? Very cool. Now, if I do the same thing to the bar chord, the major bar, I end up with an A minor bar chord. So the anatomy of this chord would be root, 5, root again, or 1, the flatted third or minor third. Now that's the G string 5th fret. The 5 and another root or 1. The anatomy of the basic minor bar chord rooted off of the E string key of A. Okay, so now you understand the major scale, how it relates to the major bar chord, how you can take those thirds and flat them back 1 fret to create minor scales and bar chords. Now, how does this relate to your lead guitar stuff? Well, let's go major again now. If I take a look at this major bar chord, okay, I know what each of the notes in this chord are now called. 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. That's very useful information because if I hear a lick, maybe one that starts on the major third, then goes to the 5, then maybe the 6, to the 1. You see how now I'm talking like a musician? This is basically how musicians share information with each other, but also how musicians are able to keep track of the things that they hear and learn throughout their daily life of playing. So I hear a great little lick, maybe the guitar player I'm learning off of slides up into the major third while the rhythm player is strumming an A chord. Like I said, goes up to the 5, the 6, to the 1. Just using notes from that major scale. Alright, maybe going minor third to major third. We know how to talk about that now too. Back to the root. So you see how I'm playing some very common licks, and I'm able to talk about them because I now understand how to compare them to the notes that I have in the major scale, which is the reference point for everything in music. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on bar chords and the relationship between the major scale. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to my supporters at patreon.com/swifflessons. I hope you're enjoying the extra resources. I got many more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe, please share, please comment. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.